The Khalistan movement is there, and there are other movements also, secessionist movements. Now, some people are demanding a Jharkhand state, and then there is a demand for an Uttarakhand state. These are all developing. There was a similar demand in Darjeeling, but fortunately that has been solved now. But other Paris tendencies are growing, and the center has not been able to control them. The center has not been able to prevent them, but they think that only for the center and not for the states, that the unity of the people has to be maintained. The question of center state relations in India is not a question concerned only with the implementation of federal principles or with preventing the violation of those principles or suggesting a few constitutional amendments, but it is concerned with the question of maintaining Indian unity, maintaining and consolidating the sense of Indianness or Indian oneness among all the constituents of the Indian Union, with the center as the expression of that unity, but for maintaining that unity, which has enabled us to compel the British to quit the constituent units, have not received any reward in the integration of the units, because the constituent units consisted of big territories, each with its own language and heritage, and in these huge linguistic national units, their linguistic identity and sense of unity grew side by side with the identity of the Union. So, a deep thought has to be bestowed on how to maintain the unity with the support of the people, with the support of the states, but that is not the concern of the central government. The Sarkaria Commission has been able to make certain recommendations within certain parameters. Even within those parameters, two recommendations are there. One is that it is neither advisable nor necessary to make any drastic change in the basic character of the Constitution. The second is that the electoral system can be continued like this. In the second recommendation, the Commission says that it certainly calls for improvement and reform in a number of aspects. The actual working of the Constitution leaves much to be desired. It has said about the changes proposed in the financial aspects of the Indian Union and the states. The arrangements are far from satisfactory. It has said about the role of the governor's reservation of state bills for consideration of the president, use of extraordinary powers, etc. etc. The Commission has said about the Intergovernmental Council with a comprehensive size. It has said about a National Economic Development Council having a nexus with the Planning Commission, limitation of the centrally sponsored schemes, state finance and planning, etc. etc.